gonna start with this video. This guy got dumped by his girlfriend. He got dumped by his girlfriend, and it was because, well, I'll let him say what he's gonna say.
Okay, so at the risk of humiliating myself on the internet, I'm just going to ask this question and put myself out there. So last night I got dumped, which is fine. We had a cool run. I'm grateful for what happened. I'm not here to seek sympathy for that. But when we broke up, verbatim, it went exactly the same as my last two, which is them essentially telling me that everything is going really well. I've treated them incredibly. I'm very emotionally available. Communication is great. We get along great. Dates have been fun. They're very mentally attracted to me, and they have no doubt I would be a good partner. But the catch is that they are not physically attracted to me. And then um, both times I've asked, well, what is it that you're not attracted to? Because if there's something glaring that I need to address, then like I should definitely want to be aware of that. Like, do I have bad breath? Do I need to lose more weight? And they said no, like they can't put a finger on it. It's more of a vibe thing. So I come here today more as a last resort because this has just been a pattern where I haven't really gotten a clear answer, and the internet is brutally honest. So I just want to know, what am I doing wrong? Is there something about myself physically that I need to address, or is this more of an emotional thing? And is this something that like no one has the heart to tell me that I'm just not aware of right now? I'm not here to seek sympathy. I just really like genuinely want to know like what am I doing wrong, or is there something like I need to consider like about myself?
Okay, first of all, if you guys have any comments on what he said with your own opinions, you can definitely let me know in the comment section below. So we're gonna get started. So this guy, he basically, got dumped right off the bat, and a lot of it was because the women thought he was physically unattractive. So, what are the top things that are holding him back? First of all, if we're looking at the nose is probably one of the top features that is kind of uh, nostrils are flared out. It looks like the tip is slightly turned down, and if we were to soften that up, technically he could do something like a rhinoplasty or things like that. Um, it would look a little bit softer, as you can see right here. I'm gonna go back, boom, boom, and we're gonna just do a side by side just so that you can see it. Now you might say, oh, that doesn't really make that much of a difference. Remember how it accumulates, how you work on multitude of different things. So after we do that, we lean him out just a little bit because he does have a lot of facial fat, and this can basically be done with proper exercise. Getting lean is kind of key, but I would also say make sure that he's working out to have a masculine body. He should be adding masculinity to his lower half. And if we're looking at his neck is really small, so we also have kind of like a weak kind of look when it comes to that. um, you said can't Christoph says can't see the chats. What do you mean you can't see the chats, Christoph? Do you, is it just you or is that everyone? Let me know if you guys can see chats. So if we're gonna go to the next one, we leaned him out right here. So this is him leaned out, and then also the nose a little bit more relaxed. So as you can see, the nose are the nostrils aren't flaring out as much. He's a little bit more leaned out. But then if you look at his eyebrows need to be groomed just a little bit. And if we were to do that, this is what they would look like, just so that you can see. So now we have groomed eyebrows, leaned out, and nostrils are a little bit more relaxed. And then from there, now here's the thing. He needs to get a better hairstyle. A better hairstyle will definitely help him in the long run. Um, its hair is very hard to augment, guys. Just to give you a heads up, I can't really do the augmenting for this particular one. I'm gonna give you a buzz cut, but it's not gonna look the best just because hair is very hard to augment. But he does need to work on a different hairstyle. So, um, currently, right now, this is not the best version of what I could do, but at the same time, I want you guys to understand that a hairstyle will definitely have a huge impact. These things, well, that's not a before and after. That's something else. Um, so that's what he looks like. And then if we were to go back to the original, this is what he originally looked like. So as you can see, we have a little bit of messy hair on the top, which is just not ideal. We want to make sure that we have a hairstyle that's more flattering and more complimentary, guys. And not only that, because he has a messy hairstyle, we want to actually add personality back into the overall look of the face. And that's again, you can do that with the hairstyle. If we're going to be also talking about some uncomfortable conversations, he said he constantly had people say, or girls that were with him say, "Oh, I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it." I think people can to a certain extent, but it's a very uncomfortable situation when you're asking and telling someone, hey, I like everything about you except for your face. That's not a comfortable conversation for people to have. This is also another reason why some people go bald. Men go bald because people have uncomfortable, you know, they don't want to have the uncomfortable conversation of like, hey, you're losing your hair. And so people, when men are asking like, hey, am I going bald? They'll just say, oh, no, you're fine. And they'll know that their friend is going bald. But because it's such an uncomfortable conversation, they will lie. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind, that if you're going to be doing any of that, if you're going to be asking advice, be prepared for people to not give you the whole truth. So, what do you guys think as far as like the differences that I did between the original and now, where we have the shaping up the eyebrows? Obviously, we got to get a better hairstyle, and then leaning out to about 10%, but he should first bulk up to get to the size that he needs to be. I think the nose is highly distracting. If we're going to be going back to the original, just so you guys can have a reference, I think the flared nose kind of like makes it draws the attention straight to his nose. And we don't necessarily want to do that. We want to bring balance to the face. So, again, thickening the neck can also definitely add that extra masculinity if that's what you guys want. And yeah, guys, do you think he looks better, worse? Let me know in the comment section below. And then also give this a like, so that that more people can know about what we do and what we talk about. But I think the thing about it is, this is a common thing that people will never tell you. When you get rejected by girls, sometimes it's not, you know sometimes a girl is not going to tell you it's because they find you physically unattractive. And I guess these women really tried to make it work, because he really did have a great personality. But again, a great personality can only take you but so far if you're trying to talk to a certain type of woman. That's what it also comes down to. You said, um, was better with the old cut. Again, as far as like the hairstyle, we're not gonna be looking at the hairstyle, because it's very hard to do the augmenting of the hair, guys. As I said before, but he definitely does need a better hairstyle, because what he currently has is very messy. It's kind of like all over the place if we're going to go back to the original. As you can see right here, there's not really a style to it. It looks like there might be a little bit of recession. It's a bit messy, and it looks a bit dry and frizzy. So that's not anything ideal either. DRGZ says, hey, what is more accurate, a mirror or a photo? So we're going to keep all the conversation specifically about the video. If you guys want to have a conversation about other topics, you can definitely ask in like other in the comment sections of like my shorts and whatnot. And I have done videos on that. But if you have anything to say about this particular video, you 100% can um, let me know. And then also, I think the main thing is, are you attracting the person that you want? That's another thing that you guys got to keep in mind, because you don't have to do surgery. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. That is not what my goal is. My goal is to make sure that you get someone who you want. And then you need to understand that depending on the choices that you make, you may or may not get that person that you like. Because if you have high standards of very attractive women, then you have to meet those same standards. And I think that's fair. I think that's completely fair to meet the same standards that you hold yourself in. And I guess these women felt that these women probably were more attractive. And he, again, had a great personality, so they gave him a chance. But it just wasn't enough. And so, yeah. So I guess he went to the social media and he asked for people's opinions. I think a lot of people gave their opinions, and I also think he needs to up his clothing style. Um, all the different things that you can possibly do to improve, you cannot, if you're in his kind of position, you cannot let things go by the wayside. So that means your voice, your clothing style, your finances, all of these things have to be elevated. And if he doesn't want to do anything as far as like cosmetic, and he wants to improve all the other areas, which is like the hairstyle, the leaning out, and the eyebrows, which is all natural, and he doesn't want to do anything with the nose, then he better make sure that all the other traits that he can possibly make above average, that they're up to par.